What's up, you guys? Okay, let's get started. Unfortunately, this palette that I love so much is smelling like crayons, just really strong, all of a sudden, really weird. I don't know, it just went off. So unfortunately, this palette is no good, but I think for now I'm gonna use the packaging on the inside, and I'm going to show you two ways. First, just the simple way how to take these out, and then I'm also going to show you how to actually cut out the foam board inside. It's really simple, and then you can use it as an open magnetic palette, and this works great specifically in Colourpop palettes because they do have the magnetic inside and the foam board middle. So what you'll need is I have a small magnet here. It's pretty strong. It actually comes from one of the Colourpop palettes, and another one that I've taken out. The little magnets are in there and I just hang on to them for this purpose. So you'll need your palette, some kind of magnet or depotting tool. Some people have like a wanded kind of thing to lift out of there, which is handy. I just have this. You don't want anything too strong because you don't want to like destroy your eyeshadow, but you do want it to be, you know, like I let go and that kind of did that itself. Okay, you need a pencil or pen. I'm going to use a ballpoint pen today, and that's for drawing your lines. You need a firm, straight tool. I usually actually use a metal ruler and then a sharp X-Acto. This is not for kids. This activity is for adults. Okay, let's get started. Isn't this packaging so cool? Let's just appreciate the packaging for a moment. It's like raised and it has like a UV gloss to it, and then it's got all these like scrapbooky collage vibes. Okay, let's go ahead and take these out. Let's take the magnet and run it over the edge. Lift. It's kind of stuck on there. And pull it out. And I'm just going to complete that for all 12. Okay, so these are going with my declutter pile in a video that you guys should have already seen. It should already be up. You can go check that out. And we're just going to clean off and work with the packaging. This doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to clean it and sanitize it again after I've removed the middle portion. Now, if you wanted to stop here and not mess with any of the other tools or cutting it out, this is a great place if you work with other Colourpop 12 pans or ones of this 15mm pan size. You can just use that little magnet and pop them in and out as you please. So like, here's a palette here, for instance. You know, just pop them back in and out as you want and make your own color stories. I have a wider range of sizes in here, so I like to have the space to work freely or be able to put like blushes and do like face options too. So I just like when they're open. For the next part, I am going to take the tool that I will be cutting along and using as a guide. Something firm like a metal ruler is a great option. I'm just using this plastic triangle. And basically I'm going to run along the edge of each circle. That's kind of like, or even here where it has the edge of this little cutout. I'm just gonna run where I'm gonna cut. So you can eyeball it, you can measure it. I just kind of eyeball it. And you don't want to be too close. You want to have at least this much space, at least to the edge of the pans. You can pull a little further. Okay. I'm going to use my pen or pencil and trace. You don't have to come all the way to the end. You can stop because at this corner we stop. So I went over there, but that's okay. So I can stop right here. And here at my previous marking. And they don't have to be really dark, you just need it for when you cut with the X-Acto tool. If you're trying to be perfect about it, which, you know, I'm not going for perfection here, I'm going for more utility, and then I want to keep the packaging. So if you're just going for that, I'm just moving quickly. If you want perfection, just slow down, take your time. You can see where, you know, I overdid it or the packaging, but I worked with these previously, and just as long as this border's thick enough, you're good. Okay, so let me show you a little closer. You can just see my guide. And again, you don't want this to be too thin. Next, I'm going to just run that along the guide and cut with my X-Acto. And I'm going to push with the X-Acto along the side and push down, obviously fingers out of the way. And it's just foam board, so it shouldn't take too long. If it feels really thick, I like to do some slow, small cuts. Keep it in one direction, and then the important thing is just make sure you don't go all the way through. Stop at the corner you marked. Start again. Just light, and really where I'm needing cuts is in here in between the circles. It's a little tricky to do with the camera. Right above me, but yeah, you just run it through where you need to. You don't want to cut too far down. Now the next thing to be careful of is once you do get through that foam board, you don't want to hack up the magnetic material too badly underneath. Don't cut too far into it. Okay. We're going to do that for all 4 sides, and you should be able to just lift this on out. Okay, now I like to get that other tool out of my way and just very carefully run the blade through where you've kind of already perforated. So this next tool, it's like a panning tool or a depotting tool. I've had it a long time. I probably got it on Amazon a while ago for a couple of bucks, but basically it's just like a flat spatula. You could probably use like a butter knife or something, but you just kind of pop it out. And so basically it's glued and tacked down here, and you just kind of have to wiggle the knife under those areas. And this is the magnetic sheet that you're going to use, so try not to scratch it up too much. So you just kind of swipe through. Leave the edges alone. You don't want to go under them too much and lift those. So if you need to, like, press down with your finger. And you might, looks like I need to cut here a little more. It's okay, it'll pop up when we get the rest. But see, it's already coming up right here. So that's basically the process. Okay, and just take your time, and once you get through all these little intersections and slowly break away where you cut, it will lift. And here is the little piece that we took out. So we'll just get this inner part cleaned up with some cleaner and a wipe, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so this is the messy part. I'm gonna just take like a little cloth or rag, and we're gonna kind of scrub all these gluey bits off of the magnet board as much as possible and clean this up with like a cleaner. You can really use anything from like a teeny tiny bit of dish soap to and water on cloth to I'm going to use a disinfectant since I wasn't sure about the smell of this. I'm still going to leave this and see about that smell before I kind of use this, but this is just for demonstration purposes. If I use this, I hope I can use it. I don't know. That's probably the first palette I've ever had feel bad on me. The other ones I've just gotten rid of out of principle. just the idea of, probably should when it's 5 years old or more. I don't know. When do you guys get rid of your makeup? Like, what's the straw for you? Let me know in the comments. There's the obvious ones like smell or gone bad, but I mean like just on principle, like how many years for you, even though it's performing well, doing its thing. Oh, see, I missed a little corner here, but I don't think that's really going to affect. See if I can pick it up. Yeah, so I need to clean up these edges here. That just picked right out. So basically this is just foam board. And we just kind of sliced into it. And most Colourpop palettes are this way. I wish brands would gear more in this direction, where they would focus more on maybe collabing a design and a color story, and then having like an open system. I don't know. I really like doing that. I've focused on palettes a lot lately. I got excited and haven't gotten time to play with color stories as much, so I'm kind of coming back to my singles more and more. Okay, let me clean up this mess and come back. And I'm going to take a Clorox wipe and shine this baby up. Look at that. And there's all the shadows that came out of it.